So just quick intro. My name is Trinity Nguyen, VP of Marketing at UserGems.
I'm Mark Costigo. I'm the CRO at Catalyst.
So Mark, you talk to a lot of CROs at very successful companies. How is selling in 2023 been?
Yeah, so I'm very lucky in that I get to have a ton of conversations with revenue leaders on a daily basis because of my position at Catalyst and also because of my past position at Outreach. And what I'm seeing that successful CROs are doing is they're transitioning from using the SaaS business model, but playing that game with perpetual license rules. And what I mean by that is most revenue leaders either grew up or were grown up by people that used to sell perpetual license software, which is a high upfront cost, and puts the buyer in control of creating their own value because they can't get out of the deal. They bought the DVD for all this money up front, and now they have to get value out of it before they can buy another DVD a few years later. The SaaS business model changes that, and it puts the onus on the seller to create value because there's low upfront costs and easy cost to change. And so what I'm seeing successful CROs do is they're moving from these perpetual license, top of funnel, sales-centric, sell. Believe me, I led sales, was employee one at Outreach, and grew them to about $200 million. I know what that world is like. But the successful CROs are starting to move to how do we work on the back half of the funnel and make sure that 92% of the revenue which comes from the customers in a lifetime value is where we put the majority of our effort. And so we're starting to see some signs around that, Trinity, of what people are doing. And some of the things that we're starting to see in these challenges are, one is ACVs are lower than they've been in a long time. And they just saw, Salesforce just released a report that says this kind of thing is at an all-time high for the last 5 years. Sales cycles are increasing. Again, Salesforce says a 20% increase in deal cycles in the last 12 months. And lastly, G2 just said that 33% increase the buyer committees that are mostly being filled by very cost-conscious CFOs and financial people that are now making the decisions. And so what we're seeing, Trinity, is that people are starting to change what their preference is and how they buy. And we started to see that, according to a Trust Radius study, that 31% of customers or buyers used to say that they cared about what they used to do. Now over half of buyers rate in their top 3 criteria, what did we used to do? And so we have to adjust to that. We have to build value in order to make sure that the people that used to use us want to use us again. And I think that one important concept, Trinity, that you talk about a lot is what to do with these champions. Because here's the deal. FOMO is being replaced by FOMO. The fear of missing out is being replaced by the fear of messing up. And if you look at what I think is the best sales book of 2023, which is The Jolt Effect, they very succinctly with data describe this situation. And they say the negative feedback and consequences of making a decision are far greater than the negative feedback and consequences of doing what you've always done. And you know what is a cousin of doing what you've always done? It's right here. And I think champion tracking can help you with that, right, Trinity?
Mm-hmm. The interesting thing is, so Trust Radius, in this study, they also surveyed vendors as well to see what are the different areas that vendors invest in to help buyers buy. And the interesting thing is they found out that vendors underestimate the 3 out of top 4 criteria that Mark just showed you. And the first one is free trial, user reviews, and not a lot of vendors re-engage with their previous champions. So that means as vendors, we leave a lot of money on the table. But how much though? So at UserGems, we analyzed 5,000 sales opportunities across different SaaS companies. And we found out that when deals have a previous champion in the opportunity, you would have 2 times higher win rates and 50% bigger deal size. It makes sense intuitively because they already know you, they trust you, they've tried your product, there's no crawl, walk, run, they just buy the entire suite. So that's on the new business side. On the retention side, Sturdy did an analysis, I believe last year, where the customer accounts, when they have a champion change, so a champion leaving and or a new executive joining, that account has 65% churn risk. So what are we going to do with all of this insights and data? So next is Mark and I are going to share 3 playbooks that you can bring back to your team tomorrow that will cover from pipe gen to deal acceleration and churn prevention. So it's going to get really tactical. So on the pipeline generation, what we recommend is monitor your champions when they change their job, especially if they land into one of your target accounts, because now you can use this as a warm signal to rally your sales and marketing team to go after that company. So what type of champions should us vendors re-engage with? The first bucket is key champions. So these are the close-won opportunity contacts. I think everyone gets this one. Second one is people that were in touch with your customer success. They might not have been involved in the pre-sales, but then they know your product and use your product. The third one is admin and power users. So that's the key champion bucket. The second bucket, a lot of companies forget, is the end users, especially the ones with the high NPS scores. They were a user before, they did not evaluate or buy, but doesn't mean they won't be able to buy the next company. The third one is key prospects, so close loss, opportunity contacts, and even open op contacts, because that will help your sales team to de-risk any open opportunity going on. So some tips here. So we've been running this play at UTSJam for like 4 years internally for ourselves. And the number one tip I always give to the SDR team and all of our customers, please be human. These are your creme de la creme. These are the hardest of leads. Don't treat them like anyone that download ebook, white paper, etc. Be human, congratulate them. If you can, send them a gift. That's what you would do with your friends, right? And again, please do not ask for sales in your first touch. This is really hard to get the sales team buy-in, but if you use any tool like Outreach, Sales Loft, Group, etc., you can set the next steps to circle back in 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Your buyers are smart enough, they know what's going on. Second piece is the timely outreach. New executives spend 70% of their budget in the first 100 days. If any of you here have been buyers, you know this. You come in, you want to shake things up. So it's timely, it's important to reach out during this buying window. And the last piece, if you want to implement something like this, just map it out on a piece of paper. What are the different tasks you have to do and where you can automate so that your sales team can spend more time being human, point number one, and reach out timely, point number two. So that's on the pipeline generation. Moving on to now there's an opportunity, open opportunity. What can we do? So Champion can also help you accelerate deals. So as Mark mentioned, there are more and more buyers involved in the deal right now, especially C-suite. And if there's a competitor involved in your deal, you want to have more champions on your side. So as AE, monitor your accounts that have opened up and see if there's anyone that you were in touch with in the past. Get the intel from them and try to bring them into a sales conversation. So sales, the concept of multi-threading is pretty familiar, but for marketing, not a lot of marketers think about multi-threading. Once an opportunity is created, the baton is passed to AEs. But that's a missed opportunity. So last year we ran an A/B test where we split up all of our open opportunity, A/B testing. Half of them got served, we call multi-threaded ads. The other half did not get served. So when our sales team is in touch with, say, a sales leader, we immediately target the rest of the buying committee at that company, like marketing and RevOps, and would say something really soft, like, hey, marketing, someone in your team's talking to us. Do you want to join a conversation? Hey, RevOps, etc. The goal is not trying to get them to request a demo. There's already an opportunity. The goal is for them to see, aware about our brand, and then know that something's going on and have a conversation internally when we're not there. So in a way, as a vendor, be in the room where it happens, even though you're not there. So what we found out after running this A/B testing for a quarter, we found that the opportunity that got served, the multi-threaded ads, got bigger win rates, bigger deal size. It's natural because now it's a company-wide initiative. More prospects involved. And the interesting thing is, even though there are more people involved, the sales cycle is shorter. So some tips here for marketers out there that want to try this. Allocate this under your experiment ad budget. There's no way you're going to be able to prove the ROI. So trying to get your boss and CEO buy-in, we only spend $5,000. And that's more than enough. Optimize for impression. You want their eyeballs, not clicks. And common sense, just make sure that your audience is as accurate as possible, and that's how you're going to be able to measure this program.
Yeah, and the best way to build a champion is to provide value. And that can be very cliche, but we need to break it down in what it means. What it means is recurring revenue always follows recurring impact. If you can provide recurring little bite-sized chunks of impact for your customers, then you build a champion that is built on how humans actually work. There's something called VRRS, Variable Ratio Reward Schedule, which basically says humans prefer small rewards that happen unpredictably rather than predictable large rewards that are much less frequent. And so what we've done is we've created this little plateau of value concept that helps you understand that most companies, when they onboard a customer, they have this immediate upswing in value. They let a sigh of relief that they're done. The value stays the same for months. When we get to the renewal, guess what happens? The customer says, what have you done for me lately? And you've now lost a champion that you had several months ago because they do not give you credit for what you did several months ago. They're always saying, what did you do for me last quarter, last month, last week? And so you need to change this to more of a stair step with small bite-sized chunks of value. I say all the time, most software is an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? First of all, you don't eat elephants, it's illegal. But if you did, you eat it one bite at a time, not jam it down everyone's throat. The old way is jam the elephant down the throat and hope that they get value. That is perpetual license software rules. SaaS software business model says small incremental steps that take advantage of human behavior and how we like to receive rewards for effort we put in, creates a gap in overall value in the beginning that gets returned to you later because people respect and they also really enjoy more frequent, smaller rewards. So that's how you build a champion, is you do the stair-step approach of value creation versus plateauing out after initial huge amount. So 3 little takeaways for everyone here is, the first one is make sure that you give bite-sized value to your customers. Make sure that you celebrate the outcome after every little step. Every time that you create incremental value, guess what you do? You ask for more money, all right? And then you ask for the renewal. It's a great built-in way to get expansion and renewal. And then don't make sure that you overload value in the beginning of the implementation. So listen, User Gems is over in the other hall, right?
The cash machine.
They have a cash machine. Go see what it's like to grab cash in a blowing machine with one hand. You can't do it. Just like it's tough to win a deal when your champions aren't there because your hands are tied behind your back. So make sure you check out User Gems, and we'll be over there to answer any other questions. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Mark.